Okay, what I am going to be doing with you guys today is showing you some great foam roller release exercises. So obviously we have two legs, at least most of us anyway, but today I'll just be going through one lot. So obviously you would be wanting to do both sides. So you might choose to pause and start this video a few times so that you can get the other side done. But I'll just be going through one set. Okay, so first of all what we're going to do is we're going to go through the ITB. So our ITB starts in through our glute area and attaches to just underneath the knee. So it's often a very tight structure. There's a lot of tendon tissue with it, so it can be very, very stiff for people. So what you're doing is you're going to start at about your knee, and then the other leg is up straight. You've got some weight through your arm as well. And then you'll roll, roll, roll all the way down, and you'll be going all the way to the side of that hip. Okay, it's important with the ITB that you'll also be releasing your glute as well, but that one's better done with a spiky ball. Okay, all the way down, and you're really allowing the top leg and your arm to control how much weight you're putting through this ITB. So it can be quite breathtaking in terms of the pain that it can cause with this one, but you really do want to be pushing the threshold with this so that you do get proper release, particularly given with the ITB that there's such a thick tendon with it, so it's kind of a tougher muscle to release. Okay, you can go all the way up to your knee as well. What you'll often find is that you've got one or two really tight spots. So for me, here is really tight, and so I'm going to concentrate on that. And that's what I recommend you do, is listen to your body. If you've got some real sore spots, then just really concentrate on them and kind of roll up and down on those spots. And it's kind of one of those things that if you're not occasionally grimacing in pain, then you're probably not on the right spot. Okay, so that's the ITB. The next one we're going to do is our quadricep muscles. Okay, so obviously a really important driver with our bodies. If you do any running or kicking sports, it's really, really important. So from this one, we're going to start at the knee, and we're going to track all the way down here. You don't have to overthink it. So you're kind of facing down, legs close to straight, and your other leg is across to the side, and you are all the way in through here. I might show this on the other side as well. Okay, so you can get a good idea of where I'm based. But in through here, I wanted to show you what this front leg does. So I've got a little bit of weight through this leg, but really most of my body weight is on this foam roller. Okay, so I'm just going to show you on the other side so that you can see what I've done here on the other angle. So my leg is here, starting really at the top of my kneecap, and then I'm putting plenty of weight through that foam roller as I'm doing it. What I tend to find with this one is it's nowhere near as painful for most people as the ITB is. So usually you can really put as much body weight, so I've got less weight through my arms than what I did with the ITB rolling. Okay, and that's quite normal for this because it's more of muscle tissue as opposed to tendon, which can generally tolerate more compression than what the tendon tissue can. Okay, so we've done our ITB and quad. Like I said, if you want to pause the video at any stage so that you give yourself a little bit more time on any tight spots, that's totally fine. And I'm next going to show you the hamstring. Okay, so in this position, again, it's a bit of a more simple one. Just like the quad, it's a very muscular area, so you can usually put a lot of weight through it. So you're using your side leg, you've lifted up with your arms, and I'm putting as much body weight through that hamstring as I can tolerate with this. Some people find that if you go more on the edge of the foam roller, that you'll get more of an acute trigger point release. So I recommend that you play around with this a little bit and see what works for you. There are 3 hamstring muscles. So what you may find is that if you turn your foot inwards, I'll just move this across again. If you move your foot inwards, that you may get more from this in terms of feeling like it's releasing better. So play around with your foot angle. Again, you can go more with your foot on the outside and that'll get those outer hamstring muscles a little bit more. But just everybody's got different levels of tightness in their body, and so play around with it as per your body is telling you to. Okay, so we've done the ITB, the quad and the hamstring, and now we're going to do the calf. So here, I'm starting at the base of my knee, and again, putting as much body weight through it as possible, and then really getting in as much as you can. Really putting as much weight through that calf as you can, trying to get all the way to the Achilles. Okay, you might have to modify your hand position to make sure that you get the right angle and can lift up far enough. You can allow the knee to bend as you're bringing it closer to your Achilles if you need to. Okay, but you're trying to put as much weight through it as possible. Okay. You'll be wanting to pull up the foot like I am here, because that'll place things on a little bit more stretch, which is likely to give you a little bit more. Okay, as per the hamstring, I'm going on the inside of my calf, which often has some more trigger points than the outside of the calf, but not always. And I'm finding a tight spot and I'm really concentrating on that. Okay, so once you've done enough of that one, our last one that we're going to do is our shin muscle, so the tibialis anterior. Again, really important muscle for runners and often forgotten muscle. Really important, particularly for people who have foot issues, because the tibialis anterior attaches to the top of our foot. So once you're in this position, in fact, I'm just going to move this foam roller across in through here, and I'll demonstrate on my other side as well so you can see better. So I'm near the edge of the foam roller because it's more comfortable, and I'm putting as much weight as I can through with this. As you can see, I've had to modify my position to get the most out of this release. Okay, if you point your foot inwards a little bit more, you'll get more the meaty part as opposed to just the bone. The bone will be sensitive if you put too much through it. So you want to make sure it's the meaty part on the kind of outside of your shin that's getting most of it. That's why the edge of the foam roller is the best spot. Okay, so I'll demonstrate that with the other side, so hopefully you can see it better. Okay, so I'm here, in through there, putting some good weight through it as I'm doing that. Okay, so again, I've found a really tight spot here. So once you find it, then you're going up and down. All right. So my word with the foam roller, with release work through your legs, is that every human being is different. So what you might find is some of those foam roller releases didn't really feel like they were doing much. And if that's the case, then you don't need to worry about it, because it won't be an area of your body that requires the trigger point release that a foam roller can give for you. So focus on the areas that felt most tight to you and felt like they released as you were on this. It should feel like it's loosening up once you've been on it for a little while. And each position, if you do between 30 and 90 seconds, that's an ideal amount of time for that. Thank you.